Good evening, everyone. Hope you are all doing well. So, we all gathered here with a small purpose, that is to understand the nuances of UPSC exam. And Shankamlo postane Tirtham, there is an idiom, right? That means somebody who have walked the path, somebody who have cleared this exam, and somebody who will share our experiences. Yeah, somebody who can share our experiences in our own language will be a better thing to do, right? We'll start with a very simple thing. UPSC is a డూవబుల్ థింగ్ అని మన తెలుగు స్టేట్స్ నుంచి ప్రూవ్ చేసిన వాళ్ళు చాలామంది ఉన్నారు. కానీ ఎగ్జామ్ డైనమిజం అయితే మారుతుంది. 2021 నుంచి పేపర్ ఇఫ్ యూ సీ ఇట్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ టఫర్ అండ్ టఫర్ అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ అన్ప్రెడిక్టబుల్, రైట్? యూపీఎస్సీకి ఒక ముద్దు పేరు ఉంది, అన్ప్రెడిక్టబుల్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ అని చెప్పి. అది నిలబెట్టుకుంటుంది దాని పేరుని, రైట్? అలాంటిది ఆ ఎగ్జామ్ని ఒక అతను క్రాక్ చేసి ఈరోజు మనతో ఆ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ని షేర్ చేసుకోవడానికి వచ్చారు Pavan Datta garu, Pavan Datta IAS. He cleared UPSC 2022 with All India rank 22, right? So I want all of you to welcome him with a big round of applause, right? Yes. And ఇవన్నీ జరగడానికి ఇంకొక ముఖ్యమైన వ్యక్తి ఎవరు అంటే ఈ ఈవెంట్ జరగడానికి మెయిన్ కారకులు రమణారెడ్డి సార్ గారు, రైట్? హీఈస్ ద డైరెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ అమిగోస్ IAS ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ అండ్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ జెనరాసిటీ వీఆర్ ఆల్ హియర్. మా టీం అంతా ఉంది. మేము పవన్ గారిని పిలవంగానే గ్రేషియస్లీ హీ యాక్సెప్టెడ్ ద ఇన్విటేషన్, రైట్? ఇవన్నీ జరగడానికి మెయిన్ కారణం అయితే ఆయనే. సో సార్ని ఒకసారి వేదిక మీదకి వచ్చి పవన్ గారిని సత్కరించవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను, రైట్? సో వైల్ దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్ దట్, ఐ వాంట్ టు టెల్ యూ వన్ థింగ్ అబౌట్ పవన్. చాలామంది నన్ను అడుగుతారు, సార్ ఫీజు ఎంత మెంటార్షిప్కి, లేకపోతే మెంటార్షిప్ చేరాలంటే ఏంటి అని చెప్పి. ఐ డిడెంట్ టేక్ ఎ సింగిల్ పెన్నీ ఫ్రమ్ హిమ్. ఆయన ఇక్కడే ఉన్నాడు, నేను అబద్ధం చెప్పలేను, రైట్? ఐ టోల్డ్ హిమ్ వన్ థింగ్, డెడికేషన్ ఈజ్ అ కరెన్సీ ఇన్ యూపీఎస్సీ, ఓకే? అండ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ వెరీ రేర్లీ సీన్ పీపుల్ హూ హ్యావ్ సింగిల్ మైండెడ్ అబ్సెషన్. నాకు ఒకటి కావాలి అంటే అనువ తప్పించి అది పొందిన తక్కువ మంది వ్యక్తుల్లో పవన్ ఇస్ వన్. ఏదో సార్ డబ్బా కొడుతున్నాడని కానే కాదు, బికాస్ ఐ నో హిమ్ బిఫోర్ హీ క్లియర్ ద సర్వీస్, ఐ నో హిమ్ నౌ. ఆ సింగిల్ మైండెడ్ అబ్సెషన్ అనేది చాలా తక్కువ మందికి ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ హీ సింగిల్ గ్రేటెస్ట్ ట్రైట్ అని నేను నమ్ముతున్నాను, రైట్ సార్? ప్లీజ్. సో మీకు యూపీఎస్సీ కావాలి అంటే యూ లర్న్ ద ట్రైట్ ఫ్రమ్ హిమ్ అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు షేర్. ఎస్ సార్. సో మోడీ గారు చెప్పినట్టు చెట్లు కానీ పుస్తకాలు కానీ ఇవ్వండి, రైట్? So he will be discussing prelims 2023 paper along with the strategies that he has followed and all the things that you need to discuss, okay? అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఒక 5 minutes, ఎక్కువ సమయం కేటాయించలేరు కాబట్టి ఒక 5 minutes మీకు ఏమన్నా డౌట్లు ఉంటే అడగండి. పాలిటిక్ ఏం చదవాలి అని అట్లాంటివి కాకుండా లైక్ సంథింగ్ సీరియస్, సంథింగ్ మోర్ important, that will be much more helpful to all of you, right? So without wasting much time, I will hand over the dais to Pavan. Thank you so much, Pavan.
Good evening, everyone. So how are you? Ela unnaru? Fine. So comfortable with Tenglish, Telugu plus English, right? So there are some Kannadigas also. Then fine. We'll be keeping maximum in English and then we'll be dealing with that, right? So నేను ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేటప్పుడు, సో వెన్ ఐ వాస్ కమింగ్ ఒక 6 months ముందు వరకు కూడా ఐ వాజ్ డిస్కసింగ్ అబౌట్ వేరియస్ స్ట్రాటజీస్ ఇన్ వేరియస్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్స్, ఓకే? బట్ జస్ట్ 1 week prior to this talk, I have seen 2023 prelims paper, okay? So 2023 prelims paper చూసినప్పుడు there are many complaints, I can say, there are many complaints coming from aspirants కి, సార్ యూపీఎస్సీ అలా ఎలా అడుగుతుంది, యూపీఎస్సీ అంత టఫ్గా ఎట్లా అడుగుతుంది సార్, అది 1 పేజ్ 2 పేజ్ 3 పేజ్ ఏంటి సార్ అసలు ఇది అంటే, ఐ టోల్డ్ వన్ థింగ్, వాడు ఇచ్చేది వాడు ఇస్తాడు, నువ్వు రాస్తే రాయి లేదంటే లేదని చెప్పి. ఆబ్వియస్లీ రైట్ కదా. వీఆర్ హియర్ నాట్ టు కంప్లైన్ అబౌట్ యూపీఎస్సీ, దట్ ఈస్ వన్. యూపీఎస్సీ he will ask whatever he wants to ask. It is us, it is the onus is on us that in which way that we are going to prepare, right? After seeing 2022 paper, there are minor modifications in different strategies. Even we also, like as mentors, we also underwent some changes regarding how to approach UPSC. Before starting that, so I want to highlight what is the importance of mentor. అంటే ఇప్పుడు కళ్యాణ్ సార్ ఉన్నారు కదా అని చెప్పి మెంటర్ నేను తీసుకుని అలా చెప్పట్లేదు, బట్ ఐ జస్ట్ టెల్ యూ, ఐ వాజ్ హ్యావింగ్ మెంటర్షిప్ ఫ్రమ్ కళ్యాణ్ సార్ ఆబ్వియస్లీ త్రూ మై ఫ్రెండ్స్. సో వన్ ఆఫ్ ది మెయిన్ స్టేజ్లు కానీ తర్వాత ఇంటర్వ్యూకి నేను ఐ వాజ్ హ్యావింగ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటరాక్షన్ విత్ హిమ్. సో అఫ్కోర్స్ ఇంటర్వ్యూ మార్క్స్ చాలా వరకు డిఫరెంట్ వేస్లో వాళ్ళు జడ్జ్ చేసి వేసినా సరే, బట్ ద కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ హీ గేవ్ మీ, దట్ ఈస్ ఎనఫ్ ఫర్ క్రాకింగ్ యూపీఎస్సీ. వై? బికాస్ ఐ టెల్ యూ, ఈవెన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ప్రిలిమ్ స్టేజ్ కానీ ఇప్పుడు బికాస్ ఆఫ్టర్ ఇప్పుడు యూట్యూబ్ కానివ్వచ్చు లేదా డిఫరెంట్ ఆన్లైన్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్స్లో ద మెటీరియల్ ఈజ్ వెరీ హ్యూజ్, రైట్? హౌ డు యూ ఫిల్టర్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఎ బిగినర్? Okay, not as a veteran per se, as a beginner, how do you go and filter the information? First of all, either through YouTube, for example, hearing to Topaz Talks or hearing to some other things, right? Or maybe you yourself investing a lot of time in filtering the things. But if you have a mentor, right, be it in the form of Kalyan sir, X, Y, Z, or whoever it is, if you have some mentor with you, having huge range of experience in UPSC, right, around like 15 years or 12 years of experience in UPSC, along with aspirants, he himself or she herself given so many attempts, like ఇప్పుడు ఒకవేళ మెంటర్ ఎవరైనా మేడం తీసుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, she might be giving almost like 6 or 7 attempts ఇచ్చి కూడా ఒక్కోసారి వాళ్ళు ఏదో బ్యాడ్ లక్తో he or she couldn't clear. But that experience is very much required for young beginners because UPSC's mindset did not change. The way of asking questions changed. I'll show you after 2022 lo konni chudamu, and I'll also show you 2023 ka question paper. Sir, until then 2022 kuda will open, sir, sometime. Please make sure that. Okay. So this session is all about how many of you are writing 2024 prelims, coming prelims? Right, majority, huge chunk, right? So, did you guys complete the syllabus, or what do you mean by completion of the syllabus, sir? So, did you guys complete the syllabus? No. I'll tell you what do you mean by completion of the syllabus. First, what are your sources? So, before starting, 2 or 3 minutes, I'll just give you the sources that generally the rankers follow, or generally huge UPSC market follows. For ancient India, let us start with ancient India, which also includes main sources. So, from ancient India, I followed old NCRTs. Old NCRT of ancient India, I think it is R.S. Sharma, right? Yeah. So the second is medieval India, again the old NCRT. And third, the modern India is Spectrum. Obviously everyone follows Spectrum, right? So history is done, right? Next, geography. I followed one of the institute's material. And then NCRTs. I think NCRTs of geography, they are a bit vague now, but obviously the background of foundation is formed by NCRTs. That is one. And then any institute material, for example, there are various geophysiological phenomena that are taking place. You can have a glimpse of that in other institute materials. There are a lot of materials available online for geography. There is a YouTube channel called as Amit Sen Gupta, right? Everyone knows it. Amit Sen Gupta, beautifully he elucidates what are the geographical phenomena that are happening in. He explains each and every page of 11th class NCRT. And even 12th is becoming less relevant now because of the old information present in the 12th NCRT right now. And then after geography, polity, obviously Lakshmikant. Obviously there is no other book substitute to Lakshmikant until then. And economy, for economy I followed Vivek Singh book. Vivek Singh, now emerging faculty, emerging market for Vivek Singh, and his Telegram channel also, Economy by Vivek Singh. And then he gives some Echo 550 MCQs also just before the prelims. I think it has been released, I think, this year. So you solve that after reading the book. That is more than enough for economy. Even I did not read the newspaper economy for I did not read the economy column of the newspapers, Hindu or Indian Express. I blindly followed him for the economy, because he used to post the articles, he used to post the analysis of every article of the economy. So why should I go and see again what are the economy articles present in the budget? So this is the interim budget 2024, and so this is some of the magazines that I generally, you know, any other institute, be it Matter, Amigos, or whatever may be, they divert. That is what I personally feel. They divert lot of attention, there is lot of energy into creation of such documents, which I feel, you know, not at all required for UPSC. Be it any material, you have 1 or 2 standard materials in the market, right, for the current affairs, right? So what you can do is you can blindly follow it, obviously. And other than that, if you are getting any other things other than that, not only you, every other serious aspirant will also face the same dilemma while attempting the paper, right? Do not broaden your resources, just narrow them and revise it multiple times. Compilations that generally PTC 65 or some other compilations that we generally feel is good, it is, I think, very nice. Especially with regard to current affairs, I followed Sunya Current Affairs for Prelims. It's a very good magazine. So see, beat any other institute, let us talk very frankly, beat any other institute, they are investing their resources into one particular thing and then they are creating a masterpiece. Why do you want to go again for other things, right? They are known for certain brand. Mains 365 is the brand that it has there. For maybe some of the other institutes are following other things also. It is up to your wish, right? Especially for current affairs, of course, newspaper. I'll also tell you how to read newspaper. Is there any newspaper with you right now? Today's newspaper, anyone got it? No? I'll ask the management. Okay, heroes in newspaper. Okay? Yeah, please. So, did you read today's newspaper, everyone? At least glimpse of the newspaper, right? So I'll also show you how to read newspaper effectively also. Okay, let us also, if I forget, please make sure you remember me. Okay, you make me remember about it. And then finally, all are done with regard to prelims, right? Anything is left? Science and technology, current affairs, and newspaper, environment. Yeah, I think everything is done. And then regarding mains, we'll talk it later about ethics. I followed Atul Garg's lectures. Atul Garg's lectures, and Atul Garg's book also, Part A, Part B. It's very good book. It's extraordinary book. My understanding of ethics GS4 has changed tremendously after reading that book, Part A and Part B. It's a very, very excellent book, right? And then international relations, again, mains 365 followed blindly. But I advise you ki you take any solid consolidation of material of international relations, any other institutes materials, or I think Amigos has been a good institute material. I think this material is there regarding international relations, because I've seen it recently. And you can see in that international relations, you can also read about how the foreign policy of India has developed. Okay, maybe a chunk of around 20 pages. So right from Sri Jawaharlal Nehru ji eras to Narendra Modi ji's era. So how the foreign policy of India has been changed. This you concentrate. You need not read about America-India relations at 1960s, 1970s in specific. If you analyze the question papers, you will be pretty much sure that the questions are from current affairs, international relations, especially with regard to mains. Okay, so I think these are society, and then the common thing, and world history. It's very common. Any institute material you can follow, not any specific institute. You can follow anything. Okay, I think we broadly covered everything. For the international, the internal security, everything is other institute material you can follow, or current affairs, mains 365, the same thing for the mains. So let us deeply dive into prelims now. Okay, so how many of you felt 2023 paper was very, very hard? Did anyone write 2023 prelims? You wrote. So did you feel that it is very tough when compared to 2022? Yeah. So see, I understand it is tougher. In what sense? The questions are same. The questions are of same standard. So where UPSC played is changing options. That's all. Why did it play, sir? Why? Because they have also seen they have 365 days to invest in preparing a question paper. No, aram se they can sit and they can prepare a question paper for 365 days. Right? Right? So if I am the examiner, the panel of examiners of, let us say, 20 persons. The questions will be easier, maybe around 25 questions will be get straight and easier. Okay, they need not keep a lot of brain in preparing those questions for everyone. So they need to invest that 75 questions for 365 days, hardly 300 days. So for every question they have around 4 days to go. So how much quality they can prepare with? How many sources can they refer to? That we cannot judge, that we cannot see, that we cannot imagine also. What should be done? We have to complete the syllabus and go to the exam. Okay, sir, how do I know that I have completed the syllabus? So that is where we have struck before I went to the sources, right? For example, polity. See, these sources are apart from NCERTs. NCERTs are mandatory. That is taken already. Okay, you will not ignore NCERTs. I'll show you one of the questions in 2023 paper which has been directly lifted from 6th class NCERT or 7th or some NCERT's map. I'll show you. That is when you will realize the importance of NCERTs. Okay, NCERTs are not basic, actually they are very advanced for us. Okay, so do not ignore NCERTs, revise NCERTs, read NCERTs, re-revise them again. Okay, sir, how do you read, and the stuff will go again in the questions. So how do I know, sir, I have completed the syllabus? When you read the significant portion of a particular subject of your source, then it is seen that, or it is deemed that your syllabus got completed. For example, Lakshmikant polity, right? Let us take, apart from NCERTs, you have read NCERTs, you have re-revised NCERTs, you have done everything. But you have started with the constitutional philosophy there, or the constitutional background over there, all the Charter Acts and Pitt's India Act, or everything you have read, Independence Act. From there to constitutional bodies, non-constitutional bodies, elections. If you have thoroughly read it, it deemed that, you can take that my polity syllabus is completed. You need not think about from where the questions will come. Maybe from Bayer Act it will come, or from some other things it will come. If you are going for the environment, your syllabus is completed if you read PMF IAS. Okay, you need not think from down to earth the question might come, maybe from other source, from other internet, from other articles, from other newspapers. No, your syllabus is completed once your source is completed. If you cannot think like that, you cannot prepare for UPSC, because UPSC, of course, the syllabus is everything under sun, but it is defined syllabus, especially for regarding to mains. Even if you see in mains, there is no question that has been asked outside the syllabus of the UPSC, except for here and there some of the optional questions. That too, somewhere, it might have appeared in some of the magazines of that year, etc. How many of you are from anthropology optional? Big chunk, nice. Other mathematics, medical science, anyone? No. Fine. So let us see, how do you approach prelims 2024? You have hardly 80 days left, right? So how do you go and approach this? See, one is, how do you attempt paper is the main thing right now. How do you attempt the question paper is the main thing. How do you get the marks? How do you cross that cutoff mark is the main thing. Okay, have a mentor with you. Now, because you will be having some accountability. That mentor need not be from an institute. It might be your friend also. Okay, that person might be a veteran UPSC also. That friend might have given some 2 or 3 attempts also, and maybe he or she might be giving attempt this year along with you also. Okay, have a friend, have an accountability partner, and then start preparing these 80 days. How do you go about it? Same day, parallelly, you have to complete the syllabus, you have to revise the syllabus, and you should develop the mindset of attempting the exam. How do you develop mindset mindset regarding the attempting of paper? Means, many people will say you solve 100 question papers, or daily if you solve 80 days, some around 70-80 question papers, in which include some 10 or 15 CSAT, you will pass the exam. No, it will not happen. I personally felt, considering the test series as the prima facie or maybe the gold standard for UPSC preparation, is always overhyped. Okay, of course it has worked for some people. Definitely worked. I have seen some of the talks of toppers like Meera ma'am, of 2 years senior to me. Okay, she has cracked UPSC in maybe some 4th or 5th attempt, but she has solved around 100 question papers in that year. She has cleared the UPSC. Okay, for prelims especially. See, that is there. But how do you develop your mindset is analyzing previous year's questions. Okay, this session is all about 2024 prelims. That is why I'm emphasizing more on prelims aspect of this exam rather than going for mains and interview. We'll talk it later. Sir, how do you analyze? That is the main thing. You have two books with you. One is theme based previous year's questions. Okay, right from 1980s or 85, some Disha publication it was there, right? Mrunal sir's book. So that book you have, and another book from 2012, where the pattern got changed, I think in 2012, right? The prelims paper. From that, and then CSAT, when the CSAT got started, so you take from that, you should analyze the previous year's questions from the theme point of view and also from year to year, how UPSC got changed. Okay, these are the two things you have to do. These are the two mandatory books in these 80 days. So whatever may be the previous year's question, sir, where do I get it? That is a common question that generally people ask me. You go to UPSC website. There are clearly, from 2012 the question papers are there. Download the question papers, download the official answer keys, okay, have it and then analyze. Okay, during these analysis, I have found some tremendous, I can say there is some peculiar patterns in UPSC type of asking questions. I have discussed in some platforms as well. Some more tricks and tips, I want to give here. For example, there is a question in the terminology, the term, and then there is an inverted commas and there is a term there. What do you mean by that term? Okay, answer is out of 70% chances of the answer is A. I'm telling you blindly. Answer is A. You can see right from anywhere. I'll show you 2022. I'll show you 2023 also. Not everything is correct. Not 100% of the times the answer is A. What I'll tell you is, some of the answers, some of the questions I also don't know. You might not know, like you might not have heard about it. So how do you go about it? You apply a blind trick. Keep answer A. See, if you are keeping two questions, answer A and A, there is a high chance that one is correct and one is wrong. If you don't know one is right and one is wrong, you are still positive, right? 2 marks minus 2 by 3 into 2, 4 by 3 minus 1, 1 by 3. You are getting at least positive mark there. So 2 by 3 of positive mark. Right? And then I have seen certain patterns until 2022. This is when there is a pattern called as 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 1, and 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3 is never an answer. When it is not science and technology, especially. These are in general 90% of the times. Okay, sir, how do you develop? So that is what I am telling you right now. Analyze previous year's questions repeatedly, literally repeatedly. You might be knowing the answer. Many have questioned me. One of my friends, she was preparing and she did not follow this. I compelled her, do this here, ila cheyi baguntundi naku ila ardham avutundi patterns ila unnai ante. She was like, no, nu chesko anta paraledu nenu cheyanu ani cheppi. She couldn't clear prelims. Many people talk about luck in UPSC, right? How do you get luck? You're not God, or if you're doing a lot of pujas, you will not get luck. Luck is all about, even if you have some God's grace on you, luck will come in this way. For me, last 5 minutes of my prelims paper, attempting of prelims paper, I could barely know all the questions, and the remaining questions have exhausted my time. I felt like I have to answer some around 7 to 8 questions in order to clear the cutoff correctly. That is what I personally felt. You don't believe me in that. I'm not bluffing here. All of my 7 questions are right. When I answered in those last 5 minutes, every question was right when I applied blind tricks like this. That is what luck is all about in prelims. There is nothing, if you don't read, you will not get luck. If you read, luck will help you in this thing. And also, with regard to the tricks and tips also, even I only sat and studied about it, right? నేనే కదా కూర్చొని చదువుకున్నాను మొత్తం, నేనే కదా కూర్చొని అనలైజ్ చేశాను మొత్తం. So that hard work I have kept in, so it has helped me in that. So previous year's questions are very, very important in UPSC. I'll show you. You have any Disha book now? Thematic book? Mrunal sirs, anyone has that? Okay, no issues. I'll show you online. Okay, this is how. Sir, how do you attempt a paper? Let us see. Attempting the paper, I used to tell to the aspirants, or I used to follow the same thing. I'm not bluffing. One is knowledge, obviously. How do you get the knowledge? You complete your sources, you revise it, you re-revise it, you will get the knowledge. Second is common sense. The next step, if you are seeing the question, first is whether you know about it completely or not. That is the knowledge. Second, sir, I don't know about it perfectly. Second, what is this? Common sense. Thinking very simply. Okay, this might be the case, this might be the answer, this might be the output. Very simple common sense you can use. Next, third step is, even if you don't know about it, third step is blind guess with using some tips and tricks. This is the pattern generally, that these are the steps that I used to follow to crack any question. Okay, that blind guesses and tricks also, now it has been decreased a bit, but examiner's mindset could not been changed. I'll show you in 2023 how it got. Right? So let us dwell deeper into with regard to the attempting of the questions only. So until now, like, everything is okay. So do you have any other doubt? Do you have any doubts with regard to the specific area that I discussed about? Anyone? ikkade adagali evarunna unte, right? You're clear with this, right? And then before going into the in-depth analysis, let us also discuss about how do you deal about newspaper. That is the biggest thing, right? So let us so all of you open the online copy of today's newspaper. Majority of the people, right? You all have this, right? So this will be different for different stages of preparation. The beginner here, how many of you are beginners now for 2025 or 2026? Right. So majority of chunks, like equal proportionate of 2024 prelims and the first time beginners, right? So let us see the initial stages of the preparation. You might miss very important articles. That's completely fine. That's very, very completely fine. Okay. Until maybe 3 months, until the first round of revision, until the first completion of the syllabus, what you do is you just happily read some magazines or go for the online analysis of the newspaper, or do whatever you want to. Okay. Until the first round of revision, you must be thorough with what is the syllabus, what not is the syllabus also, including GS paper 1, GS paper 2, GS paper 3 and 4 ka syllabus, right? Let us, okay, you all opened it, right? So there is a news called as the KTR Medigatta barrage needs urgent repairs. Do you think really it is needed for UPSC? Just don't read it. See, if you want to have a glimpse of it, just scan it. Okay, minor damages, Medigatta barrage. You can use that Medigatta barrage. Just have in the map where is Medigatta, where is barrage. Okay, fine. The barrage is on which river? Right? Bus. Okay, you got it. Like, if you are talking about dams or barrages or whatever it is, what is the near river to it, on which river the dam is constructed or barrage is there? Simple thing. That's all. How do you do? You go to YouTube, or maybe you go to the Wikipedia page or the Google, type Medigatta barrage. Just 5 seconds, 10 seconds, but it is done. The news is not required for us. And then 10 injured in blast at Bengaluru eatery. That eatery is not required. For the beginners, it might not be very important. For maybe veterans, or maybe after coming into the preparation for around 4 to 5 months, you might feel it is very important. What are the NDMA guidelines for blast, right? What are the NDMA? For example, NDMA guidelines are for the various disasters, right? National Disaster Management Authority. You have for tsunami, you have for cyclone, you have for other earthquakes, etc. Similarly, you check whether there are any NDMA guidelines for blasts. If there is some guideline, just read, maybe you can type it, or maybe you can take that entire article, copy paste in ChatGPT, right? Use ChatGPT and you can just paraphrase it or maybe shorten it without losing its originality or glimpse. It will give you hardly some 100 words of 200 words of entire NDMA guidelines of blast for you. Use ChatGPT here. Okay, that is the advanced. Beginners can ignore this. And then 5-minute grace time for inter candidates, not needed, right? Not at all needed. Unified Greater Hyderabad Corporation, all urban local bodies within HM to be merged. No. Here, urban local bodies are important. Now, the beginners or maybe the first time completion of the syllabus, the persons, what you can do is, you can just open your Lakshmikant book. Okay, revise urban local bodies for 5 to 10 minutes. Just 5 to 10 minutes. Bas. Just a very quick glance of urban local bodies. That is why I tell you there is an online copy of Lakshmikant also. If you have, keep it on your phone or keep it on your laptop or whatever the gadget you follow. Keep that and revise it for 5 minutes. All the urban local bodies. Tomorrow if you are having some elections of urban local bodies, you again need not go into urban local bodies and read on Lakshmikant. Just revise it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Initially for the first, today if I am seeing something on urban local bodies, it may take me around 15 minutes, 20 minutes to read entire urban local bodies in Lakshmikant. Maybe after 10 days, if you see urban local bodies, the same news, similar news, if you again read Lakshmikant urban local bodies, it may take you some 5 minutes. Right? Similarly, if you do it for, then there is no need of revision, particularly sitting Lakshmikant reading about urban local bodies, right? In urban local bodies also, how do you deal about it? How do you read for prelims? How do you read for mains? While reading the newspaper. What I will do is, I will concentrate on facts with regard to prelims. I don't read what are the disadvantages of urban local bodies right now, what are the challenges they are facing right now. There is, for example, if you see Lakshmikant, there are Panchayat Raj system and there are the last 2 pages talks about what are the challenges of these things, FFF, 3Fs syndrome of Panchayat Raj. These are things, functionaries, these are there, right? You need not read that for prelims. You can read Panchayat Raj, what are the provisions, what are the constitutional provisions, what are they in that 243 OZ, something, these are some of the articles, what are the compulsory provisions, then PESA Act, what is PESA Act, what are the provisions, what are the, so these are, so I'm just giving you a glimpse, right? What are the different committees that are there in the formation of Panchayat Raj, who introduced Panchayat Raj system in India, what was the idea behind it, and then urban local bodies, who is called as father of urban local governance in the country. This is the thing that you need to concentrate for the thing. And then, okay, so you got something, right, out of this. Then you come to the articles, right, page of articles, or the editorials that we generally ask about, right? Sorry. So the first day of your preparation, you have opened this paper and you found something called as change and continuity in India-Palestine policy, right? India's Palestine policy is something, very complex that we are dealing about, Israel-Palestine issue, and India stands towards it. In the initial stages of preparation, after 3 months, after first round of revision, after seeing many times, you invest some 30 minutes. Initially, for the first time, if you see India's Palestine policy, don't read this article. Do not read this article. Go to YouTube, India stands, or maybe Israel-Palestine issue in Telugu, or maybe in Kannada, whatever language you are comfortable with. Sit for 30 minutes and read about the situation. Okay, this is the initial stage of preparation. After maybe 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, you can easily get this knowledge or get this article about, get this editorial is all about, right? First read for 30 minutes, listen to the video, get a glimpse of India's Palestine issue or maybe Israel-Palestine issue. Now you are having some 50% of clarity what the article talks about. And you are if you are after 8 months or 9 months into the preparation, maybe around the time of October, November, you will be perfect with some of the issues. Now, even if you will be having, I'll also tell you, you should also prepare notes like, pros, cons, introduction, conclusion beforehand. For example, if you see the India's Palestine policy or maybe Israel-Palestine issue, you might be having some solid 10 points or 15 points with you, which includes pros, cons, what India should do, what world should do, how should it be resolved, etc. should be there with you. The notes will be automatically be there if you are very serious aspirant. Then even after coming of India's Palestine policy, you need not read that article. That I'll tell you. You need not read this article because you already have enough points that if any question on India's Palestine policy is asked in mains, you are bound to write. Maybe you can maneuver here and there, but in broader way, you need to write pros, you need to write cons, you need to write challenges, or you need to write what is the way forward for it, introduction and conclusion. What is the government's policy or government schemes, not in this matter, in general. Okay, if you are preparing notes on this, do not add anything to it. Unless you see it as a very tremendous point or a very beautiful point, it might be beautiful to you, it might not be beautiful for the examiner, right? These institutes, when you write mains test series, if you go for prelims analysis, whatever it is, they are hyped because even they don't know how to correct paper. Okay, in UPSC generally senior lecturers or senior professors will come and correct. He or she might not be in touch with current affairs, right? He or she they might not be in touch with some of the aspects of UPSC world which we are talking about. Now if you write a question, I can correct, I can criticize you in a better way when compared to the examiner, because I know what is going on in UPSC world. If you show your essay to Kalyan sir, he will criticize you badly, but in the same essay might fetch more marks when the examiner is correcting. Okay, so this is all relative in UPSC, you should understand it. This is the main thing I want to tell you. Similarly, India's burgeoning death penalty crisis. Then you might be having an opinion on death penalty, capital punishment that we talk about, how should it be there or not, should it be dismantled. There is a common discussion that is going on in the UPSC world. If you see that death penalty UPSC, type in YouTube or type in Google, you will find some 3 or 4 institutes analysis will be there, and you can sit, you can form an opinion, you can also prepare some notes of some 4 or 5 points. After seeing death penalty crisis in future, you should look for facts. That's all. How many death penalty have been occurred in India? How many president has pardoned? How many this has happened? These are the facts that you need to take into your notes, not the entire article. Similar to form any article to that matter. If you have enough information of 200 words, at least writing a 1.5 page or 2 pages of answer, you need not look into the article of that day. Okay, sir, some might come from, yes, obviously the question might come from the article, when just for time being, just for time saying, I'm telling you, if you want to glimpse through it fast, just glimpse through the newspaper in 1 hour daily, or else don't do it. I'm okay to sacrifice the question which is being asked from article. How many questions could be asked? Maybe 2 or 3 questions in entire prelims paper, from especially from the editorials, they have been taken from 2 or 3 questions. I'm okay to leave them if I don't know, because prelims is also relative. If you know it, you know it. If you don't know it, you don't know it, and you apply some things, whether you arrive at the answer or not, it's completely fine. So this is how you read the newspaper. And then one more thing I want to tell you, take certain articles where there are certain new places that are being mentioned in the left side, starting, for example, New Delhi, Guwahati, New Delhi, and then some, for example, let us take Tehran. There is something called as here, in page number 13, left-wing firebrand wins UK by-election, right? If you read that news, you will see that Rochdale or something, Rochdale, Rochdale. You just see for that place only. Where is Rochdale? What is happening in Rochdale? Okay, so some by-election happened, Rochdale. Where is Rochdale? UK mein hai, bas. Okay? Gaza Strip. There is also the same page, there is something called as Gaza Strip. You see, you go for the map, see in the Google, type in the maps where is Gaza Strip, and see the map here. Then Vatican City, and then there are some articles regarding Hamas, etc. So this is the way you have to read newspaper for the prelims. And then you might be making some notes with regard to places. For example, Rogue Dam or something is there. You write it in a A4. You take a A4 sheet on that day. Rogue Dam is in UK. Some by-election happened. Bracket by-election happened. Bas. And then the next month, Sunya IAS will release its own magazine. Take that magazine out. Dedicate some 2 or 3 days of time for the current affairs preparation. Integrate this page also, A4 sheet, along with that. So 3 days your current affairs of the previous month gets completed. Revise it according to your own plan. Other than this, if any other question come from down to earth, from Yojana, from Kurukshetra, take it light. Forget that question, yeah. 1 or 2 questions, it's okay, fine. I attempted only, I think, 81 or 83 questions. I don't remember exactly. But I attempted only 81 or 83 questions. I got some 50s, 59 or 58 questions correct. So I cleared the cutoff by 10 marks, more than 10 marks. I got some 108, the cutoff was around 88 point something. So this is how I have revised my things. Everyone is clear up to now, right? Now I'll show you, this is 2022, right? I'll show you some of my observations. Yes, see. So anyone has official key with you? So please download its official key also. Some మీరు దగ్గర ఉన్నారు కదా మీరు ఒకసారి డౌన్లోడ్ చేయండి. Okay, I'll show you. I'll tell you. For example, see, this is a fact. Let us take this question: rapid financing instrument, rapid credit facility are related to provisions of lending by which of the following? This was in news. Where if you are a serious aspirant, you would have got it correct. I got it wrong. It doesn't mean that I was not a serious aspirant, but still, you know, out of luck or we don't know how it goes. And you know, I think it is International Monetary Fund. It is knowledge. It is a fact. If you know it, you know it. You don't know it, you don't know it. That's all. Right? This is the knowledge of fact. So first of all, while attempting the question, whether I have entire knowledge about this question or not, yes, this is International Monetary Fund. Where do I get it? You read economy or you read current affairs for economy. You follow Vivek Singh, you get the answer. This is knowledge. There is nothing called as common sense. You know, if you don't know, then you can apply some common sense. Some credit facility is there. Okay, rapid financing instrument. When you go and ask them, they have to give us some. Generally, it's an International Monetary Fund that gives you funds. Similar, you know, kind of thing. Even the World Bank is there. So this is a bit of common sense that you generally use. How do you think? I'm just giving you the thought process of common sense. And then this question. Okay? I tell you 1, 2, 3 is not an answer for this type of questions. Answer is not D, definitely. Second question, answer is not definitely D. Right? Not definitely D. I don't know the answer now, but not definitely D. So this question needs knowledge. How do you get the knowledge? You see Vivek Singh books. First chapter talks about near, rear, etc. First chapter. So if you read it thoroughly, you will not get this question wrong. If you are a serious aspirant, you will not get this question wrong. Right? I'll also show you. A third question is also answer is not D, not D, right? Definitely. See, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, except for the science and technology, answer will maximum be not 1, 2 and 3. Maximum. Now it is not there because of the pairs, 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pairs. So this is also is a very common, logical, knowledgeable question in economy. If you know it, you will answer it. Let us take, so these are some of the things. I'll tell you. My observations, I'll tell you. Yeah. So after economy, I'll show you some peculiar questions. So what is 13th answer? B. So not D, definitely. Same thing, right? So if you know this bill amending in the constitution, if you read Lakshmikant, you'll easily get it. Same direct question. Same thing, this is also very simple question. Law specifies that a nominated legislature. Same, I'll tell you one more thing, right? Where is the polar code question? Anyone who has this paper can tell me what is the number for the polar code question? You all know, you know all the tips like extreme statements are wrong, so everyone knows about it, right? I assume you are a very serious crowd who knows the basics of the attending of the paper, like extreme statements are wrong, may or can, these can be right. That is there even in 2023 paper. I'll show you. So why Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha was there? Because Deputy Speaker was not there for a long time. That is why there were a lot of discussions happening. If you read newspaper, if you would have read newspaper in 2022, you would have found, like, you know, for 20-25 days there was huge discussion on the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. And this was also, you know, mandamus. This is there in Lakshmikant direct question. I'll tell you. Did anyone see about it? What is 22nd ka answer? D, right? I'll tell you this now with caution. That is why I tell you, not every time these blind tricks will be correct. The answer is D. We don't know, right? But it is a kind of, if you read reduce seed requirement, reduce methane production, reduce electricity consumption, out of common sense you will keep this right. You will not go for blind tricks to keep this correct, right? See, this is Gandikota Canyon of South India was created. Which of the following rivers? Very common. We are living in Andhra Pradesh, we are living in Telangana. Very common question. I'll tell you. What is the answer? What is the answer of 28? 28 is also a very easy question. If you see B, right. See, this 29th question, UPSC must have asked at least 3 times prior. I think it is longest. It is summer solstice, right? June 21st. Previously, the question was when was the summer solstice falling on some so and so on date. Now the options have changed into first half, second half. Now it might change into 1 to 15, 15 to 30, or whatever it is. It might change if UPSC really wants to ask this question. So the terminology is same almost, but I'll tell you some of the things. This is a very common thing. Qubit is quantum computing. If you read current affairs or if you read basic science and technology, you will get it correct. See, 33. What is 33? 33 is D. So for science and technology especially, so software as a service, generally include the options. More the options, more is the better. You'll get it right. Majority all the above 1, 2, 3 will be there. See, what is 37th answer? D, right? So can form, can exhibit antibodies. So very may, can, chance questions, general statements, they're always right in UPSC, right? Did anyone find about that probiotic? Sorry, this polar code ka question? Kitna? 77. Right. Answer is A. I told you certain things. Even if you see some of the components in this paper, you will see which of the following statement best describes the polar code. In inverted commas, what is the term describes, what is the polar code? Answer will be A. You can see in 2023 also, you can see in 2022 also. Right? Certain things. And also, especially with regard to science and technology and other things, I also observed key options. See, this 73rd question. I think some 2 years back or 3 years back, the same question has been asked in a different way. If a particular area is brought under 5th schedule of the Indian Constitution, which one of the following statements best reflects? This would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. The option here has been asked this question in, I think it's in 2020 or 2019, this question has been asked. And in maybe 5 years prior to that, the same question has been asked, 5th schedule of the Indian Constitution. So if you read that book, thematic book, you will get it. Right? And then, yes, see this. What is 67th answer? C, yes. I'll tell you. A very common sense question. I don't know anything about Vietnam. Okay? Vietnam has been one of the fastest growing economies in the world in recent years. Obviously, one is obviously right. So you eliminate A and B options, you have C and D. 1, 2. So you need not look at 3, 4, or look at everything also. If you feel 3 is right, answer C will be correct. If 2 is correct, this will be correct. Okay? Right? So if you see 2, Vietnam is led by a multi-party political system. I don't know. Then Vietnam's economic growth is linked to its integration with global supply chains and focus on exports. Obviously, Vietnam, we have seen Vietnam exports. India has lot many exports of Vietnam, because there was also a summit which has taken place during that time with Vietnam and India. So answer 3 is correct. 3 statement is correct. You need not C for 4 also. You can blindly tick C. Right? Now let us also see 2020. These are these broad tips and tricks that generally we follow in attending the paper. Anyone can open the new NCERT of 6th class history, new NCERT, which talked about Mahajanapadas. Please help me. Let us keep it fast, or else you will get bored. Anyone? Anyone has it? You have it, right? So can you please pass it on to me? Someone. I'll tell you. And also someone from here, or maybe open Vision IAS analysis of 2023 prelims paper. Vision ka 2023 analysis. Did you follow that analysis? 2023 Vision ka analysis. Sorry, beat any other institute. I followed Vision. That's why I'm telling you. You have open Vision. Okay. Because I'm taking so much of time in explaining you how it goes. That is, you have to see by yourself. Is there any, we can type it, right? Is there any? See, you can, not about the particular institute I am telling you about, you should use maximum online resources, beat any other institute to that matter, right? I'll tell you. Oh, fine, sorry. Right, please see. Right? See this. In which of the following regions was Dhanya Kataka, whatever it is? These are the regions which I don't know, which I don't have any idea about. Open this. Let us open this. King's Farmers. See, what is this? Part 1, Themes in Indian History, Chapter 2. Is open kada? This link. See, open this. Click that link. Avada? Anyone open that link? So open the link. See the map there. Did you find Dhanya Kataka in the region of Andhra? This is the map in the themes of whatever the book is, the NCERTs, which got rationalized into, which is a new edition. There you can see the place called as Dhanya Kataka. Right? Ekkada undi place adi Dhanya Kataka? Right? What is the answer? Answer should be Andhra. This is what I want to show you the importance of NCERTs. Every map of NCERT is very important, right? From 6th to 10th or 11th and 12th, new NCERTs. So now, sir, mere indak chepparu kada sir, don't diversify your resources. Limited cheskondi ani chepparu kada sir mere ani chepparu. Yes, correct, 100%. But old NCERT, for example, తీసుకుందాం. If you are taking ancient India NCERT, if you are completing it, right, from Stone Age to the southern kingdoms of India, the last varaku, the pre-Gupta and post-Gupta period varaku complete chesesin tarvata, revise it multiple times according to your revision plan. During this time, especially during this time, maybe from January to until the exam, maybe this time, perfectly for 2024, open new NCERT of 6th class, because it talks about ancient India, and also themes of Indian history part 1, which talks about the 12th NCERT, I think, right? The new NCERT of ancient India. Read it. Okay, you will find such important maps, you might find some important events which are not there in old NCERTs. Sir, నాకు ఎలా ఇప్పుడు ముందే చదివారు అనుకోండి, because old NCERTలో ఏముందో మీకు తెలీదు, new NCERTలో what it is there you will not know, you will be again having lot of resources with you. Once you revise 4 times, 5 times the old NCERT throughout an year, you will get a clear idea what is there in old NCERT. Now if you take new NCERT, you will know you will skip majority of the portions, and maximum, trust me, you will get only 2 pages or 3 pages of notes in the new NCERT. Maybe because of travelers, maybe because of some different timelines, maybe some activities. There you will get some new names, new maps, something like this. Now take 6th class NCERT ancient India. Just skip it. You will complete it in around 40-45 minutes at the max, 1.5 hours. You will not find huge extra information, but you will also find some significant information of maps in 6th class NCERT after reading old NCERT. Right? This is how you have to read NCERTs also, retrospectively. You got it right now? Let us come to the paper only. Okay. This one. Which of the following is the best example of repeated falls in sea level giving rise to present extensive marshland? Where is Naupada? Anyone know? How do you apply your common sense? That is why I have taken this question. I don't have any knowledge in this. I know only west coast and east coast. West coast found by, so do you know this? West, which coast is formed by sea level rising or sea level falling? That is their knowledge with you. So repeated falls in sea level gives rise to, I think it is west coast, right? So answer should be in west coast generally. So let us take Bhitarkarnika mangroves. There are many times that UPSC has asked about Bhitarkarnika mangroves. Bhitarkarnika as an option. So Bhitarkarnika, I think it's in Odisha kind of this thing, West Bengal and Odisha. So it is an eastern coast again. I don't know. Marakkanam seems like a Tamilian name for me. I don't know whether it can be Malayalam also. But I could have eliminated this because I consider just Tamilian coast and Tamil is again this. Okay, let us take Naupada. I don't know where is Naupada, but I know Uppada. Uppada silks in Andhra Pradesh. So with that thing, I'll assume comfortably that Naupada swamp will be in the eastern coast and Andhra Pradesh, Uppada. That is an element of risk. With common sense. Uppada on this, so Naupada kuda ilanga untademo mari anedi. Then you arrive at Ran of Kutch. Obviously Ran of Kutch is there in the western coast. This is how you integrate your common sense and the knowledge. What is the knowledge here? The rising sea level and falling sea level. Which coast is which? This is the knowledge you got. And then you apply that knowledge to these options. You don't know some of the options. You eliminate through your common sense. And obviously there is an element of risk in that. When you take that risk, you get this question correct. Or else you will just leave it or keep the question wrong. Got it now? So how do you integrate certain things? This one I forgot the facts regarding to this. So if you read Vivek Singh book on agriculture, there is one article which compared to China. There is a big table which shows ki India, China, what is the productivity, what is the comparative studies. In that you will find this. So that time, maybe if I am the aspirant for 2023, I would have done this question correct. Now I don't know what are the facts, right? This is again from NCERTs. About 3/4 of world cobalt, a metal required for manufacture. I think it is in some 8th class and 9th class NCERTs resources book, geography wala. Right? If you read it, you will get it correct. Perfect correct. And if you read 12th NCERT, if you listen to Amit Sen Gupta's videos of 12th NCERT also, you will get this correct because it is almost static from many years. It has not been changed. This is also, I think, one of the certain coastal tracts. 7th, what is the 8th question? Let us see. Yes. So now see the 7th question. See, always get into the mindset of examiner. Okay, let us see. Generally in UPSC, here and there I have observed by analysis, about 3/4 of world cobalt, a metal required for the manufacture of batteries for electric motor vehicles, is produced by, I think it's Congo, right? So at the first instance, if I see the question paper, I don't know it is Congo because I don't have that knowledge. But in the next question itself, he is giving the answer in the question. What is the question? Got it? The next question itself is asking, maybe next time in the other set, he might not give this question the next immediately to that, but you also can see later, maybe, keep that question running in your mind. Congo, okay. If you see somewhere else also, it is highly probable that the answer will be that question. So answer is Congo. He has given Congo, you can name Congo. This is there in UPSC. I have observed. How did you observe? Because repeated analysis, repeated answers, like why did you give this? Why did he give this option here? A and B, why 1 and 3 first, then why 1 only? So UPSC tells ki when option A is 1 and 3, UPSC is telling that first you see 1 and then you see 3 immediately. majority of the times 1 is opposite to 3. So he himself is telling you eliminate that option first. Right? I'll show you some questions. Just now we have discussed about, let us take this question. Let us consider option A. Generally the statement 1. Marsupials are not naturally found in India. What is marsupials? Kangaroos. So the pouched animals, right? Marsupials, right? They are found in generally Australia. That is why they are called as kangaroos. Marsupials can thrive only in mountain grasslands with no predators. Extreme statement? Wrong. So here he has given A, B, C, D. Generally what will be given? A is 1 is correct, 2 is correct, both 1 and B are neither 1 and 2 nor is correct is the option generally until 2022 trend. Now he has changed a bit, but that's all. The answer is the same, but the formation of the options is different. Right? We consider it as any assertion reason question, nothing more than that. The same thing here also. Right? The statement of fact is correct. You should have knowledge India, despite having uranium deposits, depends on coal for most of its electricity production. Obviously it is true. And then uranium enriched to an extent of at least 60% is required for the production of electricity. I don't know. You must be knowing better than me. It's a common fact, it's a common knowledge, it's a basic knowledge when a serious aspirant reads about it. You will get it right. If you read NCRTs or if you read Geographica, NCRTs, whatever it is, you will get this question right. Science and technology also, if you read this, you will get, he'll be telling about how much enrichment should be there, what is the fission or fusion reaction, whatever it is. If you read that basic portion of science and technology, the nuclear reaction, you will get this question right. So first knowledge, then only tricks, then only common sense or whatever it is. What is the 13th question answer? Like A, right? Same thing I told you. Did anything change? If you don't, I don't know. If you don't know anything, last resort, keep answer A. Answer it will be correct, because I told you know that the term inverted commas, the answer would be generally A. I don't know, you'll get it. Let us take this 14th question, common sense. How many of the above are generally nocturnal or most active after sunset? Think like an examiner. Don't think like an aspirant. Think like an examiner now. Okay? While you attempt the questions, you should think like an examiner. Why did he give that option? Why didn't he give that option? Let us take lion-tailed macaque. I don't know whether it is nocturnal or diurnal. Malabar civet. I don't know. Literally I don't know. But I know sambar deer, because sambar deer is normal deer that is generally found in some national parks, etc. And you might have seen n number of times tiger or leopard or whatever it is hunting for sambar deer in the morning. Isn't it right? Sambar deer is a normal sambar deer. Then sambar deer is generally, it cannot be nocturnal. Let us take. I might be wrong in the fact. I might be wrong in the fact as of now. But while attempting the paper, I am just, in the 2 hours I am thinking about it. I am showing you how I think. Sambar deer, I have seen many geography, these videos also, some Animal Planet videos, where tiger is chasing sambar deer and killing it in the morning or afternoon. So when sambar deer is active, it is generally is not nocturnal, it might sleep, So obviously how many of about generally nocturnal is definitely only one of the options can be eliminated. None can be eliminated, right? So then think like an examiner. Generally I tell you to include options except it for history or art and culture. If it is history or art and culture, you can generally decrease the options, but for environment, for science and technology, for other subjects, you generally include the options. Right? With that trick, with lot of analysis, with that trick, I keep answer as some only 2. I might be going wrong. But that is the element of risk that you need to take, instead of not answering that question. What is the answer for that? Only 2. Okay? This is the thing. This question was there in Hindu also, I think, some Hindu newspaper also. And then I think some people told it is there in the NCRT also. Some of the stories that generally we have, some bees will be telling, I am dancing here and there. I don't know, even anything I don't know, let us apply common sense. Okay? Did you anytime see dragonflies or butterflies or wasps going in one direction? We have seen many cartoons of Tom and Jerry also, seeing that, you know, when some honeybees are disturbed, they come as a one direction and they go in one direction, and you imagine that cartoons in one direction, yes? So even I don't know anything also, with that direction, there is a particular direction, there needs to be certain brain for them, or maybe certain pheromones or whatever it is, certain chemicals. So I would blindly keep honeybees even though I don't know anything, because I find in those 4 options, I find honeybees are bit rational in this, by imagining those things. Let us take this. Indian squirrels. Indian squirrel, you need not read anything about Indian squirrel because you are seeing Indian squirrels from childhood. I think, you know, see, I might be wrong in this also. They build nests by making burrows in the ground. If they make some nests in burrows in ground, they would be killed generally. This is what my understanding is. They generally make burrows in the trees and they generally live there. Let us consider. They're omnivorous. I haven't seen any normal Indian squirrels eat some insects or something like that. I've seen always they crack nuts, they keep here, you know. Yeah. They store their food materials like nuts and seeds in the ground. Might be. There is always a general statement, right? So they are omnivorous and they build nests by making burrows in the ground. I feel, I might be wrong, but with my knowledge, with my common sense, I consider these 2 statements are wrong and keep only one. See, that is what. I will keep answer as one. It might be true. I might go wrong, but I am explaining your thought process. You might go wrong in this question, that's completely fine, because other people will also, they also might go wrong. For the general, for example, let us take, you are keeping all questions, all pairs are correct for science and technology. If one option is wrong, it is pretty much sure that 99% of the serious aspirants go wrong in that statement and your result will be neutralized. Okay, there will not be much damage for this thing. Okay, and if it is correct, if it is all correct, all 3 might be true. If you have seen, I haven't seen, so I will not go for it. I might go wrong, no issues. See this. 18th question is very simple. Previously it was 1, 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 3, whatever it is. Now the question is only 1, only 3, all 3 pairs, none. Some microorganisms can grow, yes. Some micron can grow, yes. Some micron can grow. That's all are true. I'll keep all 3, right? Nothing got changed too much in UPSC. Let me tell you. The questions are same, options are different, but that also can be doable. Now you are getting some confidence after looking into the analysis of the paper. I'll tell you one more thing also. Now let us take this. 19th question. Because I have seen this fishing cat, orangutan, otter, sloth bear, very interesting options for me. Which one of the following makes a tool with a stick to scrape insects from a hole in a tree or a log of wood? Let us use, I don't know. Let us use common sense, right? While attending the exam, first I'll look at the option fishing cat. Fishing cat is normal cat, right? It's very difficult. See, for example, to makes a tool. Anyone for anthropology optional? Completed archaeology? Archaeological anthropology? So how do you make tools? Is having a precision grip with them? So if you are anthropology optional, among these 4, which option is having precision grip? Orangutan. Even if you are not familiar with the option, let us take otter. Otter is, you know, is something like similar to a seal. How do you know it, sir? When you read PMF IAS, there are many instances that otter example is being mentioned. Okay, if you read newspapers, you will see that otter example. Then you just go to Google and type otter. What is otter? You just see, okay, otter is like this. It is similar to a seal kind of thing. Fine. Sloth bear. Sloth bear is normal bear. It has a lot of claws with this, so it cannot just, you know, have this precision and do it. So the answer is orangutan. This is the common sense that you generally use, but if you are having anthropology optional, if you are very into the wildlife, you will get it correct. But are you getting the thought process behind the question? So basically, to make a tool, there should be a lot of brain development. Among those, orangutans are very near to humans also in making certain things. Their intelligence levels are almost, you know, among the primates, one of the highest. Orangutans, gorillas, chimpanzees. What is 20th answer? C, right? Only 3. How do I arrive it, sir, with all the tricks available right now with me? Think like an examiner. I am giving you 4 things. It's an environmental question, not a science and technology question. So, as an examiner, I myself will give definitely one option wrong. If I am giving 4, 5, 6, 7 options, I will definitely give at least one option wrong. As an examiner, I want to confuse you. So, at least one is wrong. Let us take. All 4 will be eliminated. So, it can be either only 1, only 2, only 3. If you read PMA 5 years properly, you will see all these examples somewhere or the other. Okay, hydrofluorocarbons. You have anyone have this PMA 5 years book right now? No, PDF bhi chalega. See, if you after this session go to the PMA 5 years book, see hydrofluorocarbons and then the uses where it is used. You will see some of the options. At least one. What I told you in environment generally include the options, except for history and art and culture, include the options, right? So I would blindly keep at least 3 will be right. I'll keep either B or C. Either only one is ruled out, all 4 is ruled out, only 2, only 3. I would be going to only 3. Why? Because I need to include options in environment. Got it? ఇదే ఏమి ఇచ్చుంటారంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నాకు దేంట్లో ఏమి తెలియదు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 1, 2, 3 కరెక్ట్ అనుకుందాం. ఓకే, లెట్ us కన్సిడర్ 1, 2, 3 ఆర్ కరెక్ట్. ఓకే, in the options here I assume ki it is 1, 2, 3 only, 1, 2 only, 1 only, something like this. Imagine the options the same thing. Imagine to be 2 only, 1 and 2 only, 1, 2, 3 only, all 4 or none, whatever it is. Imagine in such a way and do it. Include the options, include karo. You might go wrong, but it is better at least to have that risk. Instead of leaving the question and not taking risk and not clearing the cutoff by 20-25 marks, it is better to attempt the question, get it wrong, okay, if it is fine, but in the similar mindset and the similar process, if you solve the other questions also, you might get this question wrong, but you will definitely get that question right. You will be still positive. If you are getting 2 questions correct and 1 question wrong, it's completely fine again, right? I'll tell you. I'll show you the same thing again. What is the 26th answer? B. Again, see, I might go for A because I don't know anything. First is knowledge. If you know it, you will definitely keep it. If you don't know, I want to write it, I want to keep it. I will definitely go wrong in this question, but I'm happy that I'll be getting right in other question as well. The point is you getting positive, not going into negatives per se directly. If you are going for the 2 questions or if you are going for the 3 questions, you are not going into the negative. I might be going wrong. See, this is a very common question. If you read Vivek Singh book, you will get it right. 3 will be always right. Some tribal people in India use niger seed oil for cooking, might be. Some might be there. And then first and second question, definitely if you read, if you have knowledge, you will keep it right. So first is knowledge, obviously. How do you get a knowledge? You revise, you re-revise, you revise the same books multiple times. How many times? It's up to your capability, your understanding of the subject, right? Let us take 25th question also. How many of the above are included in capital markets? Knowledge question. If you get it right, you will get it right. I think it's stock market, yes. Not call money market. Government market, yes. 1 and 4, I think. So only 2 pages. 25th B. So if you have knowledge, you will keep it. How do you get, sir? Take Vivek Singh book. There will be a half page describing about the markets. Market, capital market, money market, call money market, whatever it is. You will get it right if you see Vivek Singh book right now. There he'll be mentioning about what other things are there. I'll show you one more thing in the same thing. This also, so due process of law. For this you need not apply the trick because due process of law is something very basic in polity. Now you can ask me, sir, if it is the answer is not A, you should not criticize me because as a serious aspirant you should know what this due process of law means. Basic fundamental rights mein, if you are opening right to equality or whatever it is, you will find this due process of law, right? See this question. Why previous year's questions are very, very important? This question has been asked n number of times in UPSC. What is the answer for this? Limited. So in 2020 or 2019 somewhere, he asked you what do you mean by the constitutional government? It is limited government. Same in a different thing. That's all. That is why previous year's questions are very, 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 very important. Got it? What is the answer for 30? C, right? Include the options. If you don't have any clue, include the options. All 4 will not be there because as an examiner, I'll definitely give one wrong. It need not be, but take that risk, you will get rewards. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Got it? Include the options in this. That inverted wala, I'm just seeing for it. See these amendments, these are very, 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 very common thing. This, see, do you require any special options for this? Consider the following statement: bodies in India. NCBC is a constitutional body. Yes. NHRC no. National Commission no. National Consumer Dispute no. Only one, I think, right? So it doesn't make any difference even if he is giving any other options like 1 only, 1, 2 only, 3 only, 4 only, whatever it is. You have knowledge, you will keep it right. President election directly taken from Lakshmikant. Same Lok Sabha finance bill, Rajya Sabha can amend or reject, the same basics again. What is 38th answer? 38. See again you can see the only 3 pages. It's a very basic question again, but if you want to take that risk in only 2 and only 3, go for only 3 because you need to include options. Got it? You might go wrong, that is why I'm telling you again. We have seen this Dhanya Kataka, right? We did Manamu Chalsal Telugu Dhanyakaranyamlo ani something else avutuntam kada. So this in Andhras, where it is taken from is from the map. Knowledge, first knowledge is important. Same, this is also same. This is a very basic question, but options are not given there. It's a very, very basic question. If you have knowledge, you write it, or else you will get it wrong. Schedule areas, president order may, how do you, like president will give some order or whatever it is, right? Let us take this 42nd question. How many of the statements given above are right? It's a very basic question. Concept of stupa is Buddhist in origin. Is it Buddhist in origin? Stupas? Sure. No, it is not. The knowledge, see, that is why knowledge is very important. How do you get it? You read old NCRTs, you read new NCRTs, somewhere it might be there. Or maybe in some test series you will find key, if you read stupas, so definitely there will be one question in some of the test series, right, about stupas, right? Now I will tell you how do you attempt the test series. This is the perfect time to address you. Last 10-15 minutes we'll wind it up, okay? Let us take this. Test series is for the knowledge, not for the strategy. For example, polity, I was having strength of polity and economy. So I did not solve many questions of polity. Once I have taken vision test series, I mean online, I did not subscribe to anything, but I took some online free, I printed it. I wrote the exam, I got some 170s in polity. Which one? Okay. It is not being mentioned in some Rig Vedas or something like that? Okay. Key also right. Right. So, if you see, this session, I know I might go wrong in certain things because it has been 1.5 years, but if it is right, definitely, I'm just explaining you the thought process, right? If it is correct, go for it. How do you get it? Is by knowledge. I remember it is being mentioned in some of the Vedas also, some of the relics that people used to keep, right? So it might be, I don't know, you only decide, after official key we'll decide what it is. And then, see, and we the test series, right? With regard to the test series, always I got around 170s in Politica test series. So I stopped writing test series of polity. I solved only previous year's questions of polity. Okay, only previous year's questions of polity. And then when I wrote modern India, I got only around 50s, 60s mark. That's all. So I knew ki my modern India is bit low. I am very weaker in modern India. So what I did was I studied modern India n number of times, attended the paper. When I reached around 120, 130 marks in modern India, I left it and started doing PYQs. Environment, when I solved, I got less marks in conventions and I got more marks around 150 in this general environment, like biodiversity, so and so, what is environment, what is niche, etc. So do not solve test series for strategy. Always develop your strategy from previous year's questions. This you can solve 20 questions, see the answer, write it, analyze it, again go for 20 questions, and then again see. You can complete in 5 iterations or 4 iterations. When you're thorough with the subject, do not attempt the paper. Right? That's the thing. For example, Echo 550 MCQs will be there in economy. What is the fun of again going for vision or going for Vajiram test series of economy? Solve Vivek Singha test series, Vivek Singha 550 questions. 550 you have written 5 exams. Got it? Let us take this. With reference to ancient South India, Korkai, Pumpuhar and Mushri was well known for. I don't know Korkai, I don't know Mushri also. But if you read old NCERT, if you read Cholas, if you read other things like medieval India, early medieval India, you in those NCERTs, in the first and second NCERT, you will find Pumpuhar to be n number of times being mentioned in NCERTs. So when you see a new word like Pumpuhar, you go to map, you go to Google and type Pumpuhar. It will be seen as port. It's almost in the coastline. So I assume it to be port. Right? Answer is right. So UPSC also wants you to see about Pumpuhar and leave about Korkai and Mushiri, because Pumpuhar has been mentioned in NCERTs n number of times. Right? Got it? So NCERTs are very, very important. Let us see some common sense, and I'll show you one more trick here. Okay? Which one of the following explains the practice of Vatta Kirutal as mentioned in Sangam poems? Okay? As if I want to attend this paper, if I want to attend this question during those 2 years, during the 2 hours, with my knowledge, with my analysis of the previous year's questions, I will tell you one more trick. King and king, there are 2 options, similar options. Answer will be one of them. Answer will definitely be one among them. Similar words in 2 options, answer will be 1. I'll tell you why. Kings employing women bodyguards. I personally haven't heard any instance of any king employing women bodyguards in ancient India or medieval India. Of course, Sangam is ancient India. I haven't heard. Did anyone hear about it, employing women bodyguard? So I presume the statement would be wrong. Right? And then I see learned persons assembling, might be there. Young girls keeping watch over agricultural fields and driving away, might be there. But when I see a king defeated in a battle committing ritual suicide by starving himself to death, I see kings and king are matching, I will go with D blindly. Because of my analysis of previous year's questions. What is the answer? Answer is D. UPSC did not change anything. It is just, making you more cautious. It panicked people. After seeing those options, it just panicked. People who got panicked went away first. People who did not panic, still same number of seats were there, same number of people qualified. How did they qualify? Because of this. It's a relative competition. Competition is relative. You need not get all the questions right. That's the thing. And then souls are not the property. This is a very common thing. What is the answer? 47? B. And also I'll tell you now, final 5 minutes we'll wind it off. Answers could be of either Jainism or Buddhism every year almost. Okay? When you see this, I will definitely blindly eliminate Saivism, Vaishnavism, and of course it's a very basic concept that we generally read about Jainism or Buddhism. So we'll definitely keep it right. Right? large dam across Tungabhadra river. I think it is mentioned in medieval India, NCERT, this question. Regional kingdoms, right? So if you read it, you will get it right. So this is also, in history, obviously, dynasties, there obviously, the chronology is very important. Very, very important chronology. So after seeing this question, now you should also analyze, yes, chronology is very important in history. Whenever you see a new kingdom, type in Google, type in Wikipedia, what is Gahadavalas or whatever, Kakatiyas, when did they origin, when did Yadavas origin? And then you find there are certain timelines, note the timeline in your notes. Now after this, if you get some questions, it will be obviously right. You will not get it wrong, right? Right, this is there clearly in NCERT. I can tell you the answer. Wait, who among the following rulers of medieval Gujarat surrendered Diu to Portuguese? Bahadur Shah, right? I'll tell you how. Your common sense. If you read medieval India more number of times, even if you don't know the answer, Muhammad Begharha, we have taken him as a hero, right? If you read medieval India, Muhammad Begharha is a hero. How can you just surrender Diu to him? So he must be. I can also remember Bahadur Shah was the person who got killed in the ship, right? He was taken to the ship and he was killed in the ship, I think. I don't know if I can remember it right. I don't remember properly. So medieval India is very, very important now. Medieval India, you trust me guys, until now medieval India has not been touched upon in toto by UPSC. So it will follow generally maximum the medieval India NCERTs. If you are reading the medieval India old NCERT, you will get that question right. So you know the source, proper source, 200 pages, you will get some 4 or 5 questions correct. Worth it, right? Medieval India is very important now. Very easy question. This one, right? Some CRD. I think answer should be in CRD. D. But it's a very direct question. If you read the first chapter of Lakshmikant, you will get it right. Right? What is the answer for 46th? B. Only 2. See, I told you in ancient, in the history or art and culture, just eliminate the options. So it cannot be, see, I tell you, in science and tech or environment, it could be only 3. In art and culture history, it will be only 2. Because you generally eliminate the options, you decrease the options. So it cannot be all the 4, or it can be only 1 or only 2, generally. Take the risk and get the reward, that's all. I cannot say anything. Janani Suraksha Yojana is very common thing that we see. It's a very thing. Where is that? Any other questions that you can find out that, See, this is a very small thing. Which of the following has its own satellite navigation system? Which one? Simple thing. If you are reading about GPS, if you are reading about our satellite system, or if you are reading about China, definitely one of the powers, Japan, would be there, and it's a very simple question that UPSC has asked. What is the answer for 55? Only 3, right? When there are 3 statements, answer is generally, think from examiner, it cannot be all, include the option, you get only 2. Got it? The same logic that we have applied everywhere, right? So it cannot be none. See, usually it cannot be none. Here and there it can be none, 1 or 2 options, 1 or 2 questions. But generally, see, if you are going it blindly, ignore this none option, ignore only 1. It can be all 3 or it can be only 2. I told you, imagine 1, 2, 3 statements, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 1, 1, 2, 3 are the options let us consider. Imagine the same options there also. If it is none, okay, fine, it cannot be all 3, it can be only 2. I told you 1, 2 and 3, answer can never be 1, 2 and 3 except it is science and technology or something else. Again, it's only 2, right? Got it? What is the answer for 56? 56A. It's highly unlikely that no one knows. Take the risk. You might not get the reward for this question, but overall you will get the reward. Got it? Agni missiles and everything was perfect. Mercury pollution, very common. Green hydrogen, it was in news for n number of times in last year. Green hydrogen, very, very important. Earth's atmosphere, basic, very basic question in NCERT, very basic question regarding the radiation. I'm looking for that thing. See, what is this answer? Answer is D, yeah? 63. Very simple question. The soil in tropical rainforest is not rich in nutrients because of leaching, because of excessive rains, right? If you read PMFIS, it's clearly mentioned this statement that the limiting factor in the tropical rainforest could be of some other, whatever it is. Okay, if you can see this, almost everything. See, the temperature contrast between continents and oceans is greater during summer than in winter. The statement is right or wrong? What is the answer for 64? Second option. The specific heat of water is more than that of land surface. Whatever it is, you might know the two are correct. You have that risk of A or B. Then you think about the logic and get it right or wrong. Right? What is 67? A? Showed you lively. I don't know what, for example, I know it because I'm a doctor and I have seen. Wolbachia method is sometimes talked about with reference to which of the following? Controlling the viral disease spread by mosquitoes. That inverted commas term, answer is A. One question might be wrong. Two questions you got it right until now in this paper. Similarly, the simple questions all are. See, 69, what is 69? A. 69 is A again. If you can say aerial metagenomics or whatever it is, genomics is all about genetic makeup, DNAs or whatever it is. But if you have some confusion about it, aerial metagenomics, answer is A. If you can see that inverted commas in the term, you got 3 questions right. One might go wrong. It's completely fine. You are getting positive, like too much of positive in this. See, 70. What is see, microsatellite DNA is very simple question. You should not apply trick for this. Okay, what is the answer? A. See, you should not, in fact, to be saying you should not apply the trick for microsatellite DNA because it's a very common term. If you read in biology or if you read PD 365 somewhere, it will be covered. But answer is A. Right? What is the answer for 73? D. You might go wrong there. You might go wrong, but if you see knowledge, a numeric value that measures the fluctuations of the stock to changes in the overall stock market. If you are having knowledge about stock market, you will get it right. Beta, right? You might go wrong. It's okay, fine, no issues. When you apply it blindly only, if you have first is knowledge, second is common sense. You might see when you read other options, you might see it is answerable by common sense. You might see it, right? Self-help groups, public sector, this is very simple questions. Constitution of India, again polity. See, Nagoya Protocol, Biodiversity Management Committees, everything is mentioned in PMFIS. Static question again. That is why now I tell you, you play with static in UPSC. You should play with static, not current affairs. You keep your strength as your static as your strength, you will automatically qualify this exam with good cutoff. Okay? Indian Alexander Ria, James Berger, Valet Elliott, I think Robert civil right effect, everything was there. What is the answer for this? A, right? Why? You all can see the civil right effect. Did anyone remember about anthropology? You will also see the civil right effect. So you also see the Robert Civil. If you can see Robert Civil, it's archaeological excavations, obviously. What is the answer for 82? C. So this is again Sitanamasal Jain caves. This is one is true. I don't know other things. I would have gone for only one or only two. But again, it's all about the knowledge first. If you don't know, you take risk. You get a reward or you don't get a reward. You need not have all the correct answers, right? You should just clear the cutoff. Constitution Day. In respect to Constitution Day is a very simple thing. What I am trying to tell you is have knowledge. How do you get the knowledge? Read the sources properly. That's the thing. Right? It's almost done, I think. So just I'm telling you how, what is 89? A. It's again, it's a, let us see the options and then see. Okay, you will not go blindly about it. Then home guards, all the countries, what is 90? None. So what is the, all the countries are there? No, all is an extreme statement again. One can be eliminated. Objectives and commitments stated in the GSM are binding on the UN, binding, again the extreme statement. We have never seen the binding agreements except for some Kyoto Protocol, etc. The GSM addresses internal migration or internally displaced people also in its objectives and commitments. Also is again an extreme statement. There are list of words that is there in the extreme statement list that some of the institutes provide. That is there in the, also is also there in that list. If you can see that list, you will keep none. Got it? So, see, that is why I tell you, now I told you there are certain places which are very important when you read the newspaper. Here you will find Nagorno-Karabakh, Mozambique or Kazan. So these things could have mentioned in that newspapers when you read. Some other things would have happening. See, Nagorno-Karabakh region is the war between Armenia and Azerbaijan, I think. So answer is only one mark for this? None. It can be either only one or none. Because it is right. If it is wrong, it should be also wrong. So two are wrong. Majorly, I could have gone for only one, but we don't know. Right? Because again, that's why knowledge and thorough reading of the newspapers, places to be seen in the newspaper is very important. Dhyan about whatever it is, Israel, Arab Peace Initiative, Chess Olympiad. Chess Olympiad, why it was important? Because it was there in the India, so we have to know everything. Narendra Modi ji also commented on that. He has come, I think, also for the awardee functions, as far as I remember. So, finally, if you can see Donbass region, it's not in Syria. If you are not knowing that, being a serious aspirant, it's a crime. Right? So, these are the things. Heavy industries, which are the following are heavy industries? If you can see Vivek Singh book, there is something called as heavy industries list, or in PMFIS you can find that heavy industries, or geography you can find this heavy industries. Right? Fine. What is the answer for 98? D. Chad, Guinea, Mali, Sudan. You remember that Sudan wala conflict also, South Sudan conflict. Two major generals are coming and they are fighting for the coup, and they are doing that coup. Obviously successful coups. G20, definitely the answer we have to know it. So now you got some basic inputs of how do you go about 2024 prelims. Okay. So here I want to conclude the session. So just, I think, any other doubts? Are you clear? So I'll be there for you continuously from now. So any serious aspirants who are qualifying for mains also, even though I'm in Maharashtra, I'll make sure I'll be contacting you guys if you are there, and I'll be visiting frequently. Whenever I come to Hyderabad, I'll definitely come to the institute and I'll be in touch with you guys if you come. If you are enrolling on somewhere, if you are the student of this institute, definitely I'll come and visit you guys and have a mentor, have a support system with you. You can obviously do wonders in UPSC, and everything is possible in UPSC. It's chala hyper market. A hype lo padakandi. It's very simple. Treat it like an exam. You will definitely qualify and definitely ranks will come. I think after this session, plan your strategy for these 80 days or 75 days properly. Okay? See, analyze daily, analyze 20-25 questions daily from now. So all the best for 2024 aspirants once again, and 2025 and beginners. You also have this mindset when you go into the exam, and regarding mains we'll have another session after prelims. So all the best until then. Take care. Bye. Please, yeah. Please. So one or two questions we'll take, okay, and we'll leave.
Sir, session baga help ayindi sir maaku, and previous year questions కూడా అనలైజ్ చేయాలని అర్థమైంది. బట్ బయట టాక్ ఏంటంటే డిమాండ్ ఆఫ్ ద క్వశ్చన్, ఐ మీన్ ఎగ్జామ్ తెలుసుకోవాలని
Demand of the exam, see, one is with regard to mains and with regard to prelims. Okay, the preparation should be integrated. Demand for mains is completely different, demand for prelims is completely different. Ikkada completely facts oriented, you can see all the facts and some of the concepts, but mains is all about answer writing. Okay, I am conducting a session on answer writing also, one before prelims only for the 2025 especially, for 2025 and some beginners, and after prelims I'll also conclude some session, some 15 hours session on answer writing, how do you improve your answer writing, maybe in April or May. Okay, that is where you have to learn about demand of the exam. First is knowledge, first is completion of the sources, previous year's questions analysis, and you integrate your things. How do you attempt the paper is prime important thing, right?
సార్ సెకండ్ క్వశ్చన్ సార్ ఇప్పుడు చాలామంది టాపర్స్ ఏదో ఏదో సర్వీస్ కొట్టి తర్వాత ఐపీఎస్ అయ్యి తర్వాత ఐఏఎస్ అవుతున్నారు సార్ ఫర్ ద కాన్సిక్యూటివ్ ఇయర్స్. అంటే ఏమర్థం అవుతుందంటే ఈ ఎగ్జామ్ అనేది ఒక స్ట్రక్చర్ ఒకటే, బట్ అంటే దాన్ని ఎలాబరేట్ చేయండి సార్, అర్థం కావట్లేదు అసలు.
ఒకసారి మనం క్వాలిఫై అయిన తర్వాత ఎగ్జామ్ పర్ఫెక్ట్గా క్వాలిఫై ఉంటే, అంటే ఇంత అనాలిసిస్ చేసి ఇంత సీరియస్గా చదివి ఒక మేబీ ఆన్ దట్ డే మనకి రాని క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చి మెయిన్స్లో లేదా ఇంటర్వ్యూలో మార్క్స్ సరిగ్గా పడక ఇలాంటివి వచ్చి పోతాయి. కానీ వన్స్ హీ ఆర్ షీ క్వాలిఫైస్ ద ఎగ్జామ్, హీ ఆర్ షీ నోస్ హౌ టు క్రాక్ దిస్ ఎగ్జామ్. ఫిలిమ్స్ కానివచ్చు, మెయిన్స్ కానివచ్చు, ఏదైనా మేబీ ఆన్ దట్ డే కొంచెం ఏదో లక్ అది బాగాలేక కొంచెం అటు ఇటు జరుగుండొచ్చు, కానీ బట్ ద స్ట్రక్చర్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎగ్జామ్ ఇస్ సేమ్, స్టిల్ ద సేమ్. జస్ట్ ఆప్షన్స్ మీకు ముందే చూపించా కదా ఆప్షన్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నాయి. సేమ్.
సార్ థర్డ్ క్వశ్చన్ సార్, వాట్ ఆర్ 3 mistakes you committed while you are preparing for this exam? టాప్ 3 mistakes మేము అవాయిడ్ చేయడానికి.
అది మిస్టేక్గా నేను పరిగణించను ఆ టైంలో. ఇప్పుడు నేను నెట్ఫ్లిక్స్ సిరీస్లు చూసామని కూర్చొని అవన్నీ మిస్టేక్స్ అంటే ర్యాంక్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత అది మిస్టేక్గా పరిగణించడం చాలా తప్పు అవుతుంది. సో ఐ కుడ్ హావ్ అవాయిడెడ్ దిస్. కాకపోతే నా స్టైల్ ఆఫ్ రీడింగ్ అట్లాంటిది. కావాల్సింటే వరుసగా 10 రోజులు కూర్చొని చదివేటోడిని. ఓకే, దాని తర్వాత వారం రోజులు ఎంజాయ్ చేసేవాడిని అనమాట. ఎంజాయ్ చేయడం అంటే ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ బయటకు వెళ్ళడము, లేకపోతే క్రికెట్ ఆడడము, లేదంటే వెబ్ సిరీస్ చూడడము, ఇలాంటివి చేసేవాడిని. అది అవాయిడ్ చేసి ఉండొచ్చు. అండ్ న్యూస్ పేపర్ నేను చదివాను కదా, ఇంత రిగరస్గా నేను న్యూస్ పేపర్ చదవలేదు. అది నాకు ఇంటర్వ్యూ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ బిల్డింగ్కి కొంచెం ఛాలెంజింగ్ అనిపించింది. సో అదొక్కటి. సో రీడ్ ద న్యూస్ పేపర్, బట్ స్ట్రాటజికల్గా చదివితే చాలు. అండ్ అంత బ్రాడ్ మిస్టేక్స్ ఏం చేయలేదు, బికాజ్ నాకు చాలా తక్కువ స్కోప్ ఉండేది ఎగ్జామ్లో, చాలా తక్కువ టైం ఉండేది. కాబట్టి ఇంకా అట్లా పక్కకు తిరగడానికి చూసేదానికి కూడా టైం లేదు బేసికల్లీ. సో ఇట్స్ డన్, ఇలా ఫ్లోలో అయిపోయింది అనమాట, అంతే. ఫైన్. టెలిగ్రామ్ ఛానల్ లేదమ్మా, చాలా హెక్టిక్ అది మెయింటైన్ చేయడం, నోట్స్లు అప్లోడ్ చేయడం, దాన్ని చేయడం, ఇది కామెంట్లు పెట్టడం, ఇట్స్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. నేను నా మైండ్ సెట్తో ఐ కెనాట్ మేనేజ్. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ కోసం వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నాను. డ్యూరింగ్ మెయిన్స్ ప్రిపరేషన్ ఐ స్లెప్ట్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ 3 hours. ఇది ఎగ్జాజరేషన్ కాదు, ఇది రియాలిటీ. యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ మై మదర్, యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ మై పేరెంట్స్, యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ మై బ్రదర్ ఆల్సో. నాతో ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళు లిటరల్లీ భయపడేవాళ్ళు, ఏంట్రా ఏమైపోతుంది వీడికి అని చెప్పి. ఏ టైంలో ఏది చేయాలో అది చేశాను కాబట్టి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చాను. బట్ ఐ ఆల్సో టెల్ యూకి, నేను చెప్పాను కదా ఎన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ అంటే 18 hours చదివిన రోజులు ఉన్నాయి, 3 hours పడుకొని 3 hours అటు ఇటు చూసిన రోజులు ఉన్నాయి. అండ్ అసలు ఏమీ చదవకుండా మొత్తం బింజ్ వాచ్ చేసి సీజన్ కంప్లీట్ చేసిన రోజులు కూడా ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, సో ఇట్స్ అప్ టు యూ, హౌ డూ యూ వాంట్ టు యూటిలైజ్ యువర్ టైమ్ అని చెప్పి, అంతే. సో నో పర్టికులర్ థింగ్, బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు, చెప్పాను కదా ఐఎమ్ వెరీ కన్సిస్టెంట్ ఇన్ మై ఇన్కన్సిస్టెన్సీ. అది యూపీఎస్సీ రిక్వైర్స్ ఆల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్, యూపీఎస్సీ రిక్వైర్స్ ఆల్ బ్రెయిన్స్, యూపీఎస్సీ రిక్వైర్స్ లేజీ పీపుల్. బికాస్ లేజీ పీపుల్ అయితే ఏదో కోట్ ఉంటుంది కదా, వారెన్ బఫెట్ ఎవరిదో, లేజీ పీపుల్ ఉంటే లాస్ట్లో బాగా ఫాస్ట్గా చేస్తారు కాబట్టి నేను వాళ్ళు సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తానని చెప్పి. సో యూపీఎస్సీ రిక్వైర్స్ ఎవ్రీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్. ఓకే, డూ ఇట్ యువర్ ఓన్ వే, సక్సెస్ అంతే వచ్చేస్తుంది. అమ్మా CSAT. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ వెరీ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ ఇన్ CSAT బికాజ్ నాకు ఫౌండేషన్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఉండేది. సో నేనేం చదవకుండా వెళ్ళాను బేసికల్లీ. అది ఇంకో మిస్టేక్. ద నెక్స్ట్ మిస్టేక్ ఈజ్ CSAT ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వకుండా వెళ్ళడం. అఫ్కోర్స్ ఏదో తగిలే కాబట్టి వచ్చేసింది, కానీ 20 marks పైన. బట్ ఏదైనా కొంచెం తేడా అటు ఇటు జరుగుంటే మిస్టేక్ అయి ఉండేది. ఇట్స్ అన్ ఆరోగెన్స్ అనమాట, మనకి ఏముందిలే వచ్చేస్తుంది CSAT అని చెప్పి. ఇట్ డిడ్ నాట్ కాస్ట్ మీ మచ్. యువర్ గోల్ ఈజ్ టు క్లియర్ 66 marks or 67 marks, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్. ప్లాన్ అకార్డింగ్లీ, అండ్ యూ కెన్ సీ దీస్ ఎలిమినేషన్ ట్రిక్స్ అండ్ టెక్నిక్స్ ఈవెన్ ఇన్ ప్యాసేజెస్. ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఇలాంటివన్నీ కూడా చాలా తప్పులు ఉంటాయి. వెన్ యూ గో అండ్ డూ ఇట్, యూ విల్ గెట్ ఇట్. ఓకే, CSAT ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి. ఐ థింక్ దిస్ ఇయర్ ఎగ్జామ్ మైట్ నాట్ బి మచ్ మోర్ టఫర్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కోర్ట్ కేసెస్ లాస్ట్ టైం ఎక్సెట్రా. ఐ థింక్ కొంచెం లెవెల్ తగ్గిస్తాడని అనుకుంటున్నా, బట్ డోంట్ టేక్ ఛాన్స్. ఇన్వర్టెడ్ కామర్స్ నేను ఇంతవరకు చూడలేదమ్మా సీసాట్లో, బట్ ఇన్ జనరల్ చెప్తున్నాను. యూ సీ ఇట్ అన్లెస్ చేయండి. ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ రాంగ్ ఉంటాయి, కొరోలరీస్ ఇలా ఉంటాయి కదా డిఫరెంట్గా. ఫస్ట్ సింగిల్ ప్యాసేజెస్, బేసిక్ మ్యాథ్స్ సింగిల్ ప్యాసేజెస్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయండి. వెరీ గుడ్ యాక్చువల్లీ. ఇంకా ప్రెషర్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ దేర్ అమ్మా, యూ హ్యావ్ టు హ్యాండిల్ ఇట్. అంటే హౌ డూ అంటే మెయిన్ స్పిరిచువాలిటీ, అది మళ్ళీ ఇంకో సెషన్ అవుద్ది, ఇప్పుడు వీళ్ళందరూ పడుకుంటారు. సో ఎనీథింగ్ విచ్ గివ్స్ యూ ప్లెజర్ అన్ను హ్యాపీనెస్. ప్లెజర్ ఈజ్ ఏ వెరీ డీమీనింగ్ వర్డ్ ఐ కెన్ సే. ఇన్ ఎగ్జామ్ ప్రెషరా? వెరీ గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్. సో హౌ డు యూ అటెంప్ట్ ద పేపర్ అనేది మీ యొక్క ప్రెషర్ అనేది ఇట్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ దాట్. ఫస్ట్ యూపీఎస్సీ గివ్స్ ఎ క్లియర్ గైడ్ లైన్స్ టు చెక్ ది ఎంటైర్ పేపర్, రైట్? అన్ని పేజెస్ ఉన్నాయి లేదా, అన్ని లీవ్స్ ఉన్నాయి లేదా చూసుకోమని చెప్తుంది యూపీఎస్సీ, రైట్? సో ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ సీయింగ్ అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి లేదా, మనకి ఎందుకు వచ్చిన గొడవరా బాబు, 1 minute పోతే పోయిందిలే అనుకొని చూస్తుంటే మధ్యలో బయోరాక్ క్వశ్చన్ కనిపించింది. అరే బయోరాక్ నాకు బాగా తెలుసు అంటే చూస్తే ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్కి వెళ్ళా, అది కూడా ఈజీగా ఉంది. ఐ ఫెల్ట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఈజ్ ఎ బిట్ ఈజియర్ రైట్ నౌ, సో ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ వేసేద్దామని చెప్పి ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ వేసా ఫస్ట్. దాని తర్వాత చూస్తే సైన్స్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ ఉంది, అది టీ సెల్స్ బీ సెల్స్ ఏవే ఉన్నాయి, అంతా మనకి బాగా వచ్చినవి. చూసేసరికి ఆల్మోస్ట్ 15 minutesలో ఐ థింక్ ఐ ఆన్సర్డ్ 25 to 30 questions అండ్ ఐమ్ ప్రెటీ మచ్ షూర్ దట్ ఎవ్రీ క్వశ్చన్ ఈజ్ రైట్. ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఒక 2-3 అట్టు పోయినా కూడా. సో దట్ బిల్ట్ మై కాన్ఫిడెన్స్. ఎందుకు? ఎకానమీ అయిపోయింది, ఐ మీన్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అయిపోయింది, సైన్స్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ అయిపోయింది బాగా పర్ఫెక్ట్గా. ఐ వాజ్ వెరీ స్ట్రాంగ్ ఇన్ పాలిటీ అండ్ ఎకానమీ. ఐ నో క్వశ్చన్ ఎలా వచ్చినా సరే నేను పాలిటీ మంచిగా పెడతాను, ఎకానమీ 1 and 2 questions పోతాయి. సో 4 సబ్జెక్టులు నా దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి, సో క్వాలిఫై అయిపోయాను ఈ క్వశ్చన్ అని చెప్పి అనుకున్నాను అనమాట. సో హిస్టరీ రాలేదు, చూసా బొమ్మ కనిపించింది, ఏంట్రా బాబు అని. ఏం చేస్తాం, మిగతా 4 బాగా వచ్చాయి కాబట్టి అక్కడ కూడా ఒక 2-3 తగిలాయి, అలా వచ్చిందనమాట. సో దిస్ ఈస్ హౌ యూ డీల్ విత్ ప్రెషర్. బట్ హ్యాడ్ ఐ గాన్ టు ఎకానమీ ఫస్ట్, ఖచ్చితంగా ప్రెషర్ ఉండేది, ఎందుకంటే కొన్ని ఫ్యాక్చువల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇచ్చాడు బాగా. బట్ సమ్హౌ విత్ ఆల్ ది ట్రిక్స్ ఐ హ్యావ్ మేనేజ్డ్ ఇట్. రైట్, విల్ టేక్ ఎ లీవ్. సీసాటా నాకు తెలియదు బేసికలీ సీసాట్ గురించి, సో నేను ఏమైనా కనుక్కొని ఏదైనా మీకు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పాస్ చేయమంటే చేస్తాను. రైట్, ఓకే గైస్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.